14th Prime here, back to another custom review. And today we're looking at the Transformers Generations Bot Shots Twinstrike. So here he is in his beast mode, and of course this is a repaint based on the Power of the Prime Center Twin, which we will get into in a little bit. But before we look at him, let's get a quick look at the paints. So just to get the obvious ones out of the way that I say in nearly every video, there's some light gray primer, and then I actually used semi-gloss clear, which I think is just going to be my new go-to. I like it on him. I think it works. It does what I wanted the flat clear to do, really. So we're doing that. But other sprays, I used pure red. If it'll focus a little bit, thank you. Semi-gloss black, which I think this was the first time I tried semi-gloss black as a spray. It's alright. I like it. Then, of course, just bottled semi-gloss black, if it'll focus. Thank you. Some lemon yellow. And finally, chrome silver. So here he is in his beast mode, and as I mentioned again, this is based on the Power of the Prime Center Twin mold, but this is actually, bot shots wise, this is meant to homage this little guy, which was, you know, Bot Shots Twinstrike. He didn't have a special name. There was also a yellow Twinstrike, just the normal one. But I figured if the G1 character is Center Twin, why not just call this one Twinstrike? So here we go. Which this is another part of the Bot Shots combiner. That is a thing. That is a team we are doing. I got 2 more left. We're getting there. Will they be done this year? We'll see. We'll see. I'm still kind of deciding what I want the last limb to be, but I got 3 down so far. I know what the torso is going to be, but I want to do the limbs first. But as you can see, this one probably also like departs the most from the original. Like there's just way more detail, like the black legs, the extra paint on the heads, even the fact that like the silver isn't like the same shade, which I was going to try to mix it, but I just decided not to. So I figured this still worked. Yeah, getting a few little details on here. The heads here. All the red is spray painted, none of it is hand painted. I did go back and fix a little bit of the red here and there with some hand paint, but I don't think it's enough to mention. I think the major area that it's in is probably like right here, because this whole area is odd. But yeah, even the mouths here, I actually painted the inside of the bottom jaw black just so it highlighted the teeth more. They're done a nice silver, and the yellow eye and some black horns, which I think look quite nice. I do like, I always just loved the double heads for the Center Twin design, or Twinstrike. I've known him way longer as Twinstrike. My first introduction was the Beast Hunters one. So the fact that his name was actually Center Twin, I'm like, oh, I had no idea. So I'm just way more used to Twinstrike. Gonna get the silver necks here, which I did paint the bottom bit. But of course the bottom here is still like yellow on the inside. I did paint the sides just so like from angles you could see that it's not like yellow under there. And then the front limbs here I did hand paint with the semi-gloss black and a little bit of silver there. And the tail here is also hand painted, but these were sprayed. The legs here, and then the robot mode chest, which we'll get into in robot mode. Get some details here, which are mainly for the legs. But yeah, I did leave a little bit of yellow just for like a couple pieces, just for these, and then like that there. But I mean, otherwise, like, other than joints, of course, everything else has been painted. But yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and get him into his robots mode. And here in robot mode, he does look quite lovely. I kind of like how this thing weirdly just reminds me of either like a Japanese knockoff. Like I could totally see this being in a weird box with Movie Prime and Bumblebee on it, and it's like change, deformation, beast formers in space, like some weird tagline, or it just kind of looks shattered glass. Like I like the yellow eyes, like the red and like I don't know, it just kind of like I really like the colors on this. I think probably of the 3 that I've done so far, this is probably the one I kind of like the most, just the idea of. But anyways, go ahead and get a quick look at his head. I do like the nice yellow eyes, the contrast of the black face, and the nice silver helmets. I do kind of wish I could have matched the more like toned down silver, but unfortunately I just couldn't. But I do think it mostly works still. Which the rest of him, you know, a lot of the details is just from the beast mode. We have the same like shoulder details with these here picked out. And the legs here, you can see how they look more so, which I do think they look quite nice. They're not as detailed as the original, but I mean, what can you do? Put a little bit of silver in there, which I decided to keep all this black just to match the original one a little bit more. Which I can say the hand painted semi-gloss black here wasn't the best. You can tell it is very brush strokey, unfortunately. But I do still think the color itself looks nice. So let me get this back situate a little bit. Just for a quick comparison, here he is with what he's based on. Little Twinstrike here. Which, yeah, this is a much more detailed and brighter version of that. Like, it's more like dull red, which I kind of wish I would have at least done the more dull red, but it's technically, since the Bot Shots Dino, well, not Dino, but like Bot Shots Red Mirage, I think is what I'm going to go with him. Since he's like a more dull red, I guess it makes sense for this one at least to be brighter. And speaking of them, let's go ahead and bring in the lads. So here he is with the Bot Shots Red Mirage, or Be Cool Red Sports Car. And then here he is with Bot Shots Groove. Otherwise, just know this Bot Shots Groove. But you can see the team is forming, slowly but surely. Like I said, I have one more limb to do, and then I have the torso, which I know what I'm going to do for the torso, but I haven't figured out the last limb yet. I really wanted to do something from Series 1, but there's really nothing that I can think of that would make sense. Like, the only real creative custom-wise thing I could do from Series 1 is just Mirage, because he's this car. But I've already done that with the Be Cool reference. Everything else is just typical Transformery stuff, which is fine. We love Series 1, but it's just like Series 2 has a lot more wacky, weird repaints that I just kind of vibe with a lot. I don't know. But yeah, overall, wacky custom that mainly just pleases me. Very strange thing. You know, what's the chance we're going to see Bot Shots in Legacy or Legacy Evolution? Come on, Hasbro. Where's the Bot Shots universe Mirage? That would actually be cool. Even if it's just like a repaint of someone. Like, I'd take it. It'd be fun. Come on. Come on. It has to be one Bot Shots fan on the Hasbro team. Mark Mayer. Come on. Give me Legacy Bot Shots. Just give me one. I'll be over the moon. But, yeah. Anyways, that is pretty much all I have to say. So, please sure to check out my channel for more video on custom reviews, and please don't forget to subscribe. You can also check out my Facebook and Tumblr pages, links in the description below. And this is the 14th Prime, signing out.